So you know how you hear those stories about people who go to a garage sale and find a box of old baseball cards and how you're like, oh, I wish that happened to me. It just happened to my dad. My dad just called me and said he was at an estate sale and for $200 they were asking for a box of baseball cards, and he said they're mostly 58 to 61 Topps cards. And he bought them. So I'm headed over there to see what he's got. He's looked through them. All he told me was that there's a really bad shape 58 Mantle and there's a McCovey rookie. That's all I know. But it's supposedly at least a couple hundred cards. I'm headed over there now to check it out. Let's see how this goes. This is crazy. Okay, so
I mean, you look and you see this box, and it's just an old Bostonian shoebox. And what's inside could be anything. And you just know that there are sports cards that are vintage cards. And the more you start thinking about it, you start going, oh my gosh, this could be anything. What is in there? Are there more Mantles? Are there Aarons? Are there 52 Topps? Are there any Bowmans? How far back do these go? And you start to kind of go crazy, and it's just a box.
You go into an estate sale and you walk in just like a normal estate sale and you're looking around, and how quickly before you notice this box?
I had actually been through almost the entire house, and I went into the last room that I hadn't been in yet, which was the main family room kind of thing. And I looked, and there were some boxes, and this guy was looking through this box. And I started going over there, and I realized that he was looking at old sports cards. And I'm going, okay. Which is, I've been kind of going to estate sales lately. I never had seen a baseball card at any of them. And so that was pretty unusual.
And it said there was a price on it or a tag or what?
There was a price on it. I took it off, but in the fold, it was folded open so you could see they were cards. Mm-hmm. And it said, complete box, $200, which was their way of saying, I'm not going to just sell the good ones out of it.
And there was a guy looking through them.
There was a guy looking through them.
So did you wait in line?
Well, he was over on, the box was sideways and he was looking at some, so I just started looking at him too. A different part of the box, so that I wasn't interrupting him, I wasn't horning in, looking over, but he didn't mind in the slightest, and we were both looking at him. Okay. Just like he would at a card show.
Okay. Now keep it in mind right now, I've not yet even opened the box. I have no idea what is in there. He looked through some of them at the estate sale. But this box is closed right now. I want to hear the background of the story, but I don't know what's inside. And I am beyond itching to find out what is in there. And so then you go out to the car and you call me.
Right.
And you say, there's some old cards. There's kind of a beat up 58 Mantle. And there's a couple other things like a McCovey rookie. Mm-hmm. And they want $200. I got to buy it, right? Basically. And
I didn't say it that way, but after the conversation was going, I was thinking that this is something that I wanted to talk over with you.
Okay.
Because it's just fun too.
Yeah. Okay. So you go back in, and then at that point you look through all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And you look through all of them, and you say, okay, I'm going to go make an offer. So you bring them up to the people.
No, I left them where they were, and I went over to them and I said, is there like any negotiations on the baseball cards? Because I'm interested.
And are these the owners of the card, or is it like somebody running an estate sale?
It was a lady at the cash register. The person who was supposed to be running it wasn't even there.
Okay.
So she got on the phone and said, there's a guy interested in your baseball cards. He's offered $140.
Okay.
And she said that she would pass on that offer, but she would take 170.
Okay.
And so then I probably should have waited a little longer before I said yes, but I said, okay, well, I'll pay that. Okay. I got home, put them on the dining room table. I said, you know what would be cool? Is that if I left them in the box just like they were, or not exactly in the same order, because I've looked through some of them, so you could experience the same thing I experienced, because it was really cool. Because these had not been looked at very much.
Yeah.
They had like rubber bands around them, and the rubber bands were so old they were just like disintegrated.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, so literally, these had been sitting in this box, untouched.
This is what you hear about.
Yes.
But you don't actually experience.
Never. Yeah. That experience alone was worth the whole thing.
Right.
So at this point, I can't take it anymore. I have to know what is in this box. I mean, this was pulled straight from the wild. This is what you hear about. This is not the stuff that actually happens anymore. That you find vintage cards like this, and it's happening. And it's happening to my dad, and I get to see these cards fresh out of nowhere. We have to dig into the box right now.
Okay.
They were stacked in neat little piles, but when you turn it, they slide really easily.
Sure.
It's surprising that the ones I did look at are in surprisingly good shape.
Good shape? They're in good shape? So we're about to go through this box, and the cards that he's looked at are in good shape. How is this possible? How could they still be in good shape? This is impossible. The layer of dust on top of the shoebox says it all. And now he says they're in good shape. I'm losing my mind.
This still has wax on it.
Yeah, that's a 58 team card. It's in pretty nice shape too. The wax you can get
Tigers team, right? Tigers team card, A's team card, Cardinals team card, Red Sox team card, Cardinals, Orioles. Talks about Yankees, and that's well centered.
Now, what do you think of that card, grade wise?
Well, you know how tough they're grading right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, believe it or not, I think it's a 6.
It's a high number.
Okay.
Really tough card.
Okay.
So I'm sure that it's worth quite a bit.
Here's what it has recently sold for raw, and we know how little things sell for raw. If this gets graded, this card is going to be well over $100.
So far, we're looking at 1960s commons mostly.
There's a 59.
Right, here's a 59.
That's
Here's
a
a 58. They're in pretty darn good shape.
Yeah,
The edges are outstanding.
Like I said, somebody put them with rubber bands around.
Oh, gosh. So Sandy Koufax. 58 Sandy Koufax.
Uh-huh.
58 Sandy Koufax. Oh my goodness. All right. So it's really mixed.
There's a wide range of what this sells for, from $140 down to $50, but it's an awesome card.
Yeah.
59s.
And I don't know if that's because a few people looked through them and
60s.
mixed them all up and they were less in order, or I don't know that part.
Now, is that his rookie?
That is a Kurt Flood.
Oh my gosh. And that thing is not bad either. So we're at a Kurt Flood rookie. Oh my goodness.
So these are recent raw sales of this card online. Again, ungraded, and this is about the same condition.
Off center, but still a pretty decent card.
We've got a Richie. So far we've got a Curt Flood rookie, a 58 Koufax, a 59 Robin Roberts, and a 59 Richie Ashburn.
And a Yankee team card.
And a Yankee team card.
High number team card.
Wow. And then we've got a 60 Yogi Berra.
That's a little more worn than most cards.
A little bit more worn, but that is kind of to be expected because you'd think that this is one he would show off.
Right.
You go, oh, look I got some old cards. Look, here's a Yogi Berra, and it gets passed around the table, right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of.
You can put it up here with us.
Yeah, I should do that. Oh boy. So this is the Mantle.
Mm-hmm. You know what that is right there?
Rubber band mark.
He had Mickey Mantle on the top of the pile.
Oh my goodness. I was expecting it to be in worse shape than that when you said it was trash.
What do you think that is? The rubber band is going to knock it down some. In fact, it might even get to the point where they say it's authenticated. I don't know. It's man-made damage.
I don't know. I'll take a closer look in a minute once we get through more. So Mickey Mantle, 1958 Mickey Mantle, in a shoebox.
I mean, we're pulling Mickey Mantles out of here now. What is happening? Look at what these are selling for.
At an estate sale. I mean, literally, that is
Look
insane.
at some of these team cards, too. Don Meredith. Dandy Don. That's a pretty nice card.
It is a nice card. Followed by Fran Tarkington. Now,
What year would that be?
that might be his rookie.
Really?
That might be his rookie.
Wow.
I think that is his rookie.
Yeah, I don't even know what year it is, so I wouldn't even hazard a guess.
And honestly, it's in pretty good shape.
Is it? Let me see.
So we're early on in this, and we've already pulled a 58 Mantle, a Curt Flood rookie, and now we just pulled a Fran Tarkington rookie. My dad was never a big football collector. He's gotten more into it now. He was always a vintage baseball card guy. I've been more into football. And I mean, this is a Fran Tarkington rookie in the hardest grading year. Those cards with the black borders are absolutely brutal. And in football, they're 62s. So in baseball, they're a decade later. But these are 62s. So these cards are 60 years old. And we're pulling Fran Tarkington rookies. This is getting wild. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, I really hope you'll consider taking a moment and doing that.
It's funny because this particular year doesn't say what the year is, and it doesn't have...
Oh, come on.
What? Jim Brown.
You didn't know that was in there?
Uh-uh.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's off center, but it's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't see it.
We're looking at a Jim Brown in the hardest year in vintage football. Here are raw comps, but...
All right, just got some more football here. I don't know, we got a Hank Aaron that just popped out. And an Eddie Matthews. So Aaron has a little bit of...
Yeah, it's a little
bit of an issue
it's
on that one.
nicely centered.
So, again, the bottom on this is really about 60, 65 bucks.
It really looks like he just opened that packs and then never touched them after that.
Yeah. Another Fran Tarkington. So 2 Fran Tarkington rookies. Oh my gosh. And it's got a little bit of issues, but it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
You can see here that even low grades go for a lot in this card. I mean, you get up to a 5 and you're talking $350.
All right, more football, and I'm hoping for another Fran Tarkenton thing. Because
Is there any other rookies in there? We should look.
Yeah, we'll have to look. I can't. Off the top of my head, you know who is? I'm pretty sure Mike Ditka's rookie is this year.
I didn't see it this
62.
year. When I went through him, I didn't see it.
I'm pretty sure
but
this
then
is.
I didn't see Jim Brown either.
I'm pretty sure that this is Ditka's. I mean, that's another Niner team card is in really good shape. And I don't know what team cards do in football.
Mm-hmm. Baseball, they're big time.
Yeah, they are. I'm pretty sure Ditka's is, and it's expensive.
I really don't want it to go overlooked when you see that pile of commons from the 62 football growing. They go for a couple bucks each. They're worth some money.
Now, do you think you're going to keep some? Oh, come on. Oh, it's got some issues, but it's still a 58 Ted Williams.
I didn't see that when I was
Oh, my.
digging through there.
He drew on it.
Oh, yeah.
And altered, though, you can see these two. One's completely trimmed and the other one has a big hole in it. They still go for $40.
He still gets
Oh, you're still.
place of honor.
Yeah. It's Ted Williams. Ooh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
61 Frank Robinson.
Got one corner that I remember seeing that one when I peeked through.
That's
Still a nice card.
This is absolutely crazy. I really want to make sure that I am not overlooking a couple of things. First, I'm showing you some of the highlights of our reactions and stuff. We took 2 hours going through all of these cards on Friday afternoon. But look at the size of the stacks of commons and minor stars that are in those piles. And the biggest stacks are the 50. Well, the biggest is the 58 baseball tops. And then the second biggest would be the 62 football. And those are probably the two largest stacks because we've got 58, 59, 60, and 61 baseball. And then we've got 62 football. And then there was like one pack opened. So just a handful or two of cards of the 59 tops football. So I'm not taking for granted the value of these commons, especially since most of them are in incredible condition. So I just have to point out that I'm well aware that those have a lot of value too.
Is that everything? No, okay, good. I got more. This is it, though. And this is the end of the road.
No.
I don't want this to be over. This is way too much fun.
Can it go forever?
We need to have her go and look through her attic and see what else she's got up there and offer her double.
So again, those were the highlights of some of our reactions, but I wanted to show you more of the cards. So here's a 61 Rocky Colavito. I'm showing you the 61s first. I mean, that thing is in really nice shape. Here's a 61 Brooks Robinson. Little off center side to side, but corners are outstanding. The 61s were in outstanding shape. And then the Frank Robinson that you saw a reaction when we found that one in the box. But another really nice card. Those were the three biggest 61s that were pulled from the box. So now we'll take a look at the 60s. The Duke Snider, I mean, it's a really nice card, right? I didn't even show the reaction for that because the video would have been so long. Here's the Yogi Berra I showed in our reaction. Again, a solid card, but this one's a lesser condition card than some of them. And then the Hank Aaron, which you saw earlier. I mean, good centering, nice card. Corners on the bottom have a little bit of a touch. And then the 1960 rookie McCovey was one of the weaker conditions. There's a little mark here on the left, and the bottom right corner has seen better days. And it's a little off center, but it's still a Willie McCovey rookie. But those were the 60s. So some of the highlights on the 59s We have, Hall of Famer Robin Roberts. Look at that card. I mean, look at the centering on it. We have the 59 Al Kaline was a nice one. And, there's a little corner issues, but now we're just being picky. And then another look at that New York Yankee team card, which is, like my dad mentioned, is a high number and has a lot of value, especially when in a higher grade. So some 58s. We have a Hall of Famer Larry Doby. This is a really nice card, centered well. An Eddie Matthews 58. I love that picture. A lot of the pictures on the 58s, they just pop with the color in the background and the cool pictures. You get a nice Pee Wee Reese here. That one's a little OC, but you can, again, this was not finding a box of trashed cards, although the Ted Williams, he apparently wasn't a Ted Williams fan because it looks like there's some drawing on him. The Sandy Koufax is nice. You can see some of the bigger names are a little bit lower condition, probably because they were handled more and shown off more. Again, the Curt Flood is a beautiful card. Love that picture. And then the Mantle again. You can see a little bit of that rubber band residue on the middle right of the card. Didn't really damage the card other than it being there. So I'm not sure how my dad's going to handle that, if he's going to try to remove it or just leave it on there. He has a 58 Mantle that's graded. So that would be his second one there. So huge pickups in the baseball. And then some of the highlights for the 62 football. So we got a Sonny Jorgensen here. Little OC, which is very common in this 62 football set. There's a Johnny Unitas got pulled out of there. That one's really nice. Not a lot of damage on these edges like is common with the cards. Jim Brown is pretty far off center, left to right. Little bit of edging issues on the right. But again, this is a 60-year-old card that is just wasn't protected, but also wasn't really touched. And then the two Fran Tarkingtons might be the two most valuable cards in there. Little bit of edging on the left. Otherwise, really nice. And then probably another really nice one. And just an absolute unbelievable find. So to get a little bit of a better look at the stacks of the 58s, these are by year. You've got the team card stack and then some. We pulled a few minor stars out that weren't sleeved up. But look at all those 58s. Look at all those 62s. Look at all those 60s, 59s.
So again, every vintage card collector, every one of us has dreamed of stumbling across a shoebox full of vintage cards. Now, would it have been nicer if they were 52 Tops or 33 Gaudy or T206 cards? Of course. But this was an incredible find. And my dad bought it for $170. And the fun that we had that day just going through the stuff was off the charts fun. But literally, this is what we all dream of as vintage collectors, and it actually happened. And to see the cards pulled out of the shoebox, to pull them out of the shoebox with my dad, and him to let me do that with him was unbelievable, and it's an amazing story. And at the very last minute, I was like, I have to set up a camera. I have to record this. I have to share this with all of you because I know how exciting this is. And I wanted everybody to get to be a part of this and see how this happens. If you've got a find like this, if you've got a story like this, anything like it at all, tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear about this because I just want to share this. I want to share this experience and tell other people. And unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. A modern day treasure hunt and my dad stumbled across it. What an amazing situation. And I was just happy to be a part of it. Super happy to share it with all of you.